Tech expert Lori Schwartz is the CEO and founder of Story Tech. Welcome to The Story Is for the first time. Great to have you here live.
It's great to be here.
So the magic sauce with TikTok has always been its algorithm, which sort of gives you information, gives you videos. The algorithm is now different for people here in the U.S. because of this. How so?
Yes. Well, what folks are finding is that when they try to upload videos that are sensitive to the, say, current administration, that the videos are either not loading or that the views that they were enjoying, you know, the fact that people were getting exposed to their content has been cut down tremendously.
Yeah.
So something funky is going on.
Because the algorithm now is controlled here in the U.S. instead of being controlled in China, which it has been for so long. And the thought always was that the reason we don't want China to be in control of this because it could be Chinese propaganda that they're spreading.
Right.
But now some are concerned, could it be U.S. propaganda that's being spread? Is there any evidence of that, though?
I think this is what I think is going on. And as someone who worked in advertising for a while, there are brand safety issues going on, which means there's software right now on the platform that is tweaked so that if I am a Marriott, who's also under fire in this world too, and I'm posting an ad on TikTok, I want to make sure that I don't have controversial content next to it. So there's an AI algorithm at play that anytime something's uploaded, it's going against that brand safety software. And so I'm sure a lot of these videos and a lot of these users are going against that as well, because this is how the platform makes money. It has to keep advertisers happy.
So the data is now being stored by Oracle, which is a big American company run by Larry Ellison, who is buddies with Donald Trump, who we've seen him at the White House. President Trump helped to broker this deal. There the two of them are at the White House. What is Oracle's connection to this? What does that mean for U.S. users?
Well, I think it's scary for U.S. users because whenever you have a tech company having such a close relationship to the administration, with the administration already exerting control on what we can say, what we can do, that there's a lot of crossover there because technology is so much in our lives. It's controlling what we see and what we do. So we're limited to getting all the feeds and seeing everything because that platform is only showing us what it wants to show us.
Yeah, and of course we saw all of the top tech leaders in the country at President Trump's inauguration, many of them giving big amounts of money
and
to
gold
his
statues and lots of things. Yeah, it's scary.
And it's interesting also, you write about the fact that TikTok is seen different depending on what generation you're in. How so?
Yeah, that's right. So I'm Gen X and I'm a parent of a teenager, and besides already being challenged because I'm a parent of a teenager, but the reality is I'm worried about what she's looking at, right? But I'm also watching TikTok and all the other social media platforms because, you know, I'm living in this world. I want to have social currency and I want to understand what she's doing. So I'm a little sus. And then she's alpha, she's Gen Alpha. She's just watching it. She thinks it's cool. She's not aware of the politics. And then you have the Gen Zs, the natives, who have had the most mental anguish over the platform, have gone through all the bans, are really concerned about the social issues. And so each of these generations is also going to take in what's happening right now in their own ways. And I think Gen Z, the digital natives, are the ones that are experiencing the most frustration about having their views cut down.
Yeah, and what do us millennials think?
I think that you are wait-and-seers.
I think it's a fair way to put it.
Yeah, you're wait-and-seers. But I mean, I feel like we all have to know what's going on in the world. But I will tell you that my algorithms on a lot of the platforms are so fine-tuned to only what I want to see.
Yeah, which is scary in terms of the echo chamber.
And I try and make myself look at other stuff, but at the end of the day, you know, when I'm trying to chillax and I want to, you know, doom scroll for some downtime, I don't want to see the stuff I don't want to see.
Well, in a very short segment, you got chillax, sus, and doom scroll all in. So you're clearly very hip.
I'm trying.
Lori, thank you so much for sharing your perspective. We appreciate it. We'll be back.